Welcome back everyone, ladies, gents, boys, girls, all that lot. Next beer review up is again another comparison video, and it's one that I actually picked up yesterday, which I couldn't find beforehand, which then made me go out and buy this other beer to compare it with, which then led to a few other beers as well. And there's quite a bit of a controversy stroke talk through the beer world, with a lot of beer reviewers and even on Google and everything. And I'll shut up now because I've told you the basic story. So tonight's, or the next comparison video, is the clearly obvious Aldi's anti-establishment IPA, coming in at 5.6% in a 330ml can. This was £1.19. Anyone who knows anything about sort of craft beer and all that lot, I'm not trying to make out that I'm some big know-it-all, will blatantly know this is Aldi's rip-off fake version of the Punk IPA from Bredog. So I've got that, and then, as I said, I've gone out and picked up the Bredog Punk IPA. That was part of a 4 for £6, so brought it down to £1.50, but normally £1.95. 5.6% as well, in a 330ml bottle. Now, Bredog have changed their branding, but their branding was very sort of similar to that. So it'll be very interesting to see. I've seen things on Google that Bredog aren't happy with Aldi for this. Apparently Bredog are bringing out a Aldi type of beer, IPA I think. Personally, I wouldn't be surprised if these two are in it together. Aldi sell lots of beer, Bredog brew it, everyone's a winner. That's my conspiracy theory over. So we'll crack on with the review. Now, I've got a Bredog Punk IPA glass. Well, Bredog glass. Unfortunately, Aldi's aren't doing their own fake Bredog glasses, so it's going to be, both of these are going to be poured in excuse me, Bredog glasses. So let's get them both out, get them into the glass, see what we get. And quite a few people have been doing these because obviously it's a bit of a talking point for everyone. So we'll get them in there, see what we get. That's quite a vigorous pour there. Bredog. The anti-establishment one coming out. We'll see what we get. Oh wow, big aroma from that one then. It smelled beautiful, to be honest. So there we are. I've maybe even poured them pretty much exactly the same. For me, in a glass there, from what I'm seeing, very similar in colour, but for me, this has got more haziness, the actual Bredog one. They're both looking, apart from that haziness, they are absolutely identical. The head probably looks better on the Aldi's one. So, looks wise, let's do what I did on the last one. Bottle versus can. Prefer that. I always preferred Bredog's old design on the cans. This looks cheap and tacky, so Aldi wins the look on the can stroke bottle. Beer in a glass wise, the Bredog wins it for me. That haziness just gives it a bit more. So we'll dive in now on the nose and see what we get between the two. Oh yeah, hoppy, grapefruit, bit more tropical. I don't recall sort of, I always thought this, from what I remember, I haven't smelt it yet, but this seems a lot more tropical than what I remember that. The Punk IPA beer. But we'll get in there and see what we get. Actually smelling that, I'm getting big tropical notes from this one. You'd be hard pushed to to suss out the difference between the aromas in both of these. Hoppy, grapefruit, tropical. And again, maybe a bit more grapefruit aroma in this, but again, hoppy and tropical. It's, I'll tell you what, this is, the taste is going to be very interesting. So, by the way, I don't. Yeah, I did say £1.19. Yeah, I'll tell you what. Let's fill them up now because I'm going to dive in on the old taste. So let's. I ain't got to worry about all that swirl and sniff stuff, have I? So, oh, just a quick shout out to John. I watched your Fuller's and Mac croak. Is it? You're dying for me to open the Matilda. Well, I found it quite amusing. Your beer decided to have a bit of a wild thing. Very amusing. So, yeah. Again, I'm going to repay the compliment. John from Northern Southerner Beer Reviews. If you haven't subbed him, sub him. Great bloke. Honest reviews. He's good to watch. Good to watch. So, let's dive in, see what we get. Very citrusy bitterness, getting grapefruit, getting citrus in there, a nice bitterness on it. Really enjoyable, almost a sweetness in there as well. Taking that out aside, just from the mouthful that I've had, that is worth a purchase at £1.19. That is a lovely drink, a lovely drink. So let's see what the old Bredog comes out like. Though I swilled it anyway. So let's, cheers anyway, let's try it. So. There isn't much in them. For me, that's just from that. We'll go again, obviously. That's got a slight sweeter taste. This is more on the bitter side. More bitter. Not so much of a citrusy bitterness. More of a hot bitterness. So whether there's, to make this cheaper, whether they've been clever and maybe use some, maybe some of the bitterness isn't coming from hops, more of whatever they've added to it, sort of like a citrus juice kind of thing. Because as I say, it's a little bit sweet and not so bitter. Go again. That's got a more hoppy bitterness to it. Which one do I prefer? For me, both very enjoyable beers. I mean, I know old Punk IPA gets a bit of a slating, but it's a decent beer. It's a decent beer for what you're paying. I think if you're going to be really, really harsh, you're going to say the Punk just pips this because it has a more, for me, excuse me, more hoppy bitterness, whereas this may be slightly fake, shall we say. But both really, they are enjoyable drinks, you know. It's a perfectly acceptable IPA that is cheap enough to buy, accessible to buy. And this is even cheaper. How long it will stay about, I would like to see this stay in Aldi's, because that is a very good drink, and you know, if that is worthy of staying in Morrison's, Tesco's and everywhere else, so is that, in my view. Yes, Bredog slightly better, but both very good beers. So yeah, if you, obviously no doubt nearly everyone's had this, but if you haven't and you're thinking of picking it up, good, easy to get IPA. If you're thinking of getting this, pick it up. A very enjoyable drink. It's not quite exactly IPA. IPA, of course it's IPA. It's not the punk. It's not exactly the punk, but it's very, 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 very good and very close to it at a very decent price. So if you've had the both of them, let me know what you think. If you're thinking of buying both of them, pick them up, because they're worth a try. And that's it. And again, see, there's just no difference in them. Just a subtle difference in the taste. So I'm going to call that a day on this review, because I think I've said all I can. Thanks for watching. Like, share my video, subscribe to my channel, all that lot. Thanks to all the new subscribers yet again. Don't forget, I'm on Twitter, all the beer no idea. I'm on Facebook, all the beer no idea. Thanks for watching, everyone. Look out for all the new reviews coming up. There's going to be a few more comparisons, but there's going to be an awful lot of new Blade videos, videos for the Heineken Blade, new videos for the Perfect Draft. Quick shout out, I did do a video before about Oktoberfest beers. I'm going to do something rather daft for them reviews, so keep watching. If you're a Perfect Draft owner, look out for them ones, because I'm going to be a little bit daft on them. But it will still be a serious review, i.e. what I think of the beer and all that lot. So thanks for watching, everyone. Apologies for boring you for 12 minutes now, and I will see you again on another beer review very soon. Cheers.